Hey guys, let me quickly show you how the Pramana Fill extension is going to helpful for us. This is an browser extension which is going to be available for now in Edge browser, and later on I'll upload this into Chrome browser as well. So for now I'll show you how this extension is going to helpful for us. So what is the pain point over here is for the testers. When you do perform some testing for, let's say this is my first name, what we generally do, we enter something like this way, or sometimes we do say test first name, right, like this way. And the names that we are entering into the all the fields, like for say email address, we do enter test at the test.com, right? So this way we are entering the data, which is really not looks good, right? And sometimes we have concern from the higher team, higher management, that you are not using the real-time test data, right? So for those case, for these cases, I have given this extension which is going to be helpful for us for all the test, you can say, testers. So what you can do, I with this extension, if you have this extension into your system, and then what you can do, if you right click over here, you see we are getting in Pramana Fill. This is the extension we are getting to the context menu, and here you go and you can select the first name. If I select the first name, it is giving the name. If I, for let's say for email address, if I select the email address over here, and you can see we are getting an real-time username, right? So let's say I want to enter for company name. If I right click over here and Pramana Fill, you can see we are getting the option to use the company name, right? So this is how we can use single fields, and right click over there in the field, and we are getting the real time data. But this application or this extension is not just limited to that, right? So what we can do, let me refresh the page. Everything is blank right now. You can just have one click button. I have this fill entire form. If you click on this button, it will enter all the data into your application, all the fields, right? So if I right click on this field, you can see now all the data into my application are now got filled, right? Whatever the data, the checkboxes are checked, you can see the drop downs are selected, right? On random data, it will select the from your drop downs, right? So date fields are also entered. See here, you can see the test data also entered in the date field. Drop downs are selected, all the input boxes are also filled, right? So this is how this application is going to helpful for us. And it's not limited to that one. Let's say what we can do over here. For now, you can see over here we are using the phone numbers, which is an Indian number, and also here the domain that we are using, that is a test domain, right? Fixed, it is fixed right now. But if you want, you can configure this as per your use cases. And sometimes we do have validation, like for my particular field which is going to accept this maximum characters or minimum this character, or let's say I'm performing a testing for my uh, you can say text area, then what is the minimum number of lines or what is the maximum number of lines, and in every line how much characters that is support in your application, right? Everything you can do, you can say customize configuration. So let me quickly show you how you can do that, right? So if you go to your extensions, so here I'll go to the my manage extension. Inside of the manage extension, you can see this is the Pramana Fill. This is the extension that we are working right now, and you click on this details button. Once, as soon as you click on the details, you can see at the bottom we have one option called extension option. You click on this over here, and it will open this form. Okay, so in this form, you can configure your settings. So what is the minimum number of character, maximum number of character, then what is the minimum lines into your text area, maximum lines, and what is the maximum number of character per line, right? So everything you can do configuration over here. This is the how many number. Let's say you have 4 checkboxes. There how many checkbox that you want to fill, right? Right. So that percentage you want to provide over here. So for phone number also, for now I have given only Indian and US phone numbers format, and later on we'll come up with the other formats as user demand. Okay, and there is another option called which is default, where we are not entering the you can say extension, or you can say country code, right? So it is just a plain text 10 digit of number, right? So this is how you can configure your set your configuration. Also for date format also we have given currently, these are the formats that we are supporting right now. Okay, and also here you can configure your domain of your email, right? So if right now I have a test domain, and if you change this data, let's say I'm selecting in.com, right? So instead of test.com, now I'll be getting in.com. Here are another, you can see we have custom data set. We can set our import our data set. Let's say I want to use first name as only these things, last name these things, company name, I have a set of company names. So those company names I can save into a CSV file. I can import the data. In our next video we'll be coming up with this you can say feature. For now it is in development right now. And also here you can see, if I let me save the settings that I have changed for email address, I'll show you quickly. So if I go to the application, let me refresh it. Now you can see everything is refreshed. Now let's say I want to enter the email address. Now if I say Pramana Fill and email address, you can see now we are getting the configured email domain, right? So this is how this, I can say, extension is going to helpful for us. Okay, another thing is we have some shortcut also. So for shortcut, let's say I want to enter first name here in this field. So what we can do, we can go for the shortcut. So if you see Control Shift and H key, Control Shift and H key. If I enter this field, you are getting that data is get filled automatically. It will detect what is the field that you are going to enter. Let's say this is your first name, it will enter the first name. So let's say here I am doing another shortcut key. I am pressing Control Shift and H, and you can see it is entering the data. So similarly, not only for one single field, we have shortcut for all the fields, right? Instead of clicking on this, you can say fill enter form button, we can press what? We can press one single key, you can say shortcut, and it will enter the complete field. Let me show you. So if I press Control Shift and you can see F key, Control Shift and F, you can see it is entering all the data, right? So this is how this, you can say, extension is going to helpful for us. It will going to save the time of the testers. I hope this application, or you can say this this extension is going to be helpful for the testers, right? Thank you guys. Thanks.